And thank you for joining us on KGW Plus. I'm Tim Gordon. Chris McGinnis will join us in just a moment for our first look at your weather, but we start with this afternoon's top stories. A suspect in custody and one man is in the hospital with life-threatening injuries after a shooting in Northeast Portland this morning. Police say it happened shortly before 3 o'clock along Sandy Boulevard near the Horseshoe Inn Motel. Officers say they found the suspect in a nearby yard with the help of a canine unit. Police say they are not looking for any additional suspects. An Oregon couple faces more than 400 animal neglect charges after authorities seized hundreds of goats from their dairy farm. Tanya and Aaron Barr had 236 goats seized from their Malheur County property by authorities last month. On top of being indicted on 239 counts of first-degree felony animal neglect, court records show they also face 7 counts of second-degree animal neglect. While deputies seized the goats, they still belong to the Barrs. The animals are being cared for at facilities in California, and we're told they are already doing better in their care. Britney Spears is now out of police custody after she was arrested last night in California. Booking records show Spears, whose occupation was listed simply as celebrity, was arrested by California Highway Patrol officers Wednesday night. TMZ and Variety are reporting the arrest was for DUI, although publicly available records do not show the charge against her yet. She's due back in court on May 4th. Well, 5 days since the first strikes on Iran, the Trump administration says the U.S. and Israel are winning the conflict, but the most intense phase hasn't started yet. Their comments come as Senate Republicans vote down a resolution to limit the president's war powers without congressional approval. Alice Barr has more.
Air raid sirens in Jerusalem this morning and new explosions in Tehran as the U.S. and Israel trade fire with Iran. The message from the Pentagon and the White House that the U.S. is winning and larger waves of strikes are coming.
Their missiles are being wiped out rapidly.
President Trump arguing striking Iran was necessary to keep the regime from developing a nuclear weapon.
When crazy people have nuclear weapons, bad things happen.
Critics in Congress, dissatisfied with the administration's explanations, pushed a resolution to limit the president's war powers without congressional approval, but Senate Republicans voted it down. That amid new details, a senior U.S. official confirmed to NBC News that Israel's prime minister called President Trump last Monday to say Iran's supreme leader would be meeting with his top advisors on Saturday, offering a chance to take them all out at once.
That obviously had an impact on the timeline of the operation, but not quite the president's decision in its entirety.
Trump officials point to a breakdown in nuclear talks with Iran last Thursday and the president's belief Iran would strike first. New polling from NBC News shows a majority of Americans surveyed disapprove of the president's handling of the situation in Iran, as families mourn the 6 U.S. service members killed in Iranian counterstrikes on Kuwait, where they were stationed. Among them, 20-year-old Sergeant Declan Cody.
I just wish he could have known one more time that we all loved him because he was so amazing and kind.
Now Americans across the Middle East scrambling to get to safety with the administration promising help. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And while the U.S. is working to get Americans out of the Middle East before the conflict escalates further, we're hearing from a Seattle man currently stuck in Doha, Qatar. Rick Olson was on a planned 3-day layover in Doha on his way to Botswana, Africa. He says he's had to stay inside the hotel since Saturday and has heard explosions nearby. Olson is one of many Americans across 14 countries in the region urged to leave if they can.
Our State Department has told me repeatedly they will provide no further assistance than telling people to sign up for STEP, which is good because that lets state know who you are, where you are, and how to contact you. So that's good, but beyond that, the direction is to shelter in place, wait it out.
Federal officials say they're looking at several options to help travelers, including a potential charter flight, or more than one, I should say, potential charter flights, and even military aircraft. All right, switching gears now for a look at your weather headlines this afternoon with this live look down at Portland's living room from our Pioneer Courthouse Square camera. Let's check in with Chris McGinnis now. And Chris, so we've had some wet bricks out there.
Yeah, occasionally wet, then they dry off, and then they get wet again. And that's pretty much the rinse, wash, and repeat routine that we're in and have been in since yesterday. Here's the radar over the last 3 hours. Actually, some pretty good showers now working their way through Clark County. It was raining pretty good in Vancouver just a few minutes ago. That cell has now worked its way on off to the east, north side of Camas. You're getting soaked. Right near the St. John's Bridge here up in the West Hills, that cell is now working its way eastward. So North Portland, you're going to get rained on again. And down to the south, almost made up a new name. Clackamas, Gladstone, Oregon City. I was trying to combine those all into one. You try that. It's fun. We've got showers out there right now, and those will continue on and off here through the remainder of the afternoon. Some pretty good showers now on the south side of Forest Grove and south of Hillsborough headed east along TV Highway. All right, Vancouver, from the Springs to the waterfront, actually seeing some breaks in the rain there now after the rain that we had a few minutes ago. 49 last check at Pearson Field. Mostly cloudy in Salem at 47 and out towards PDX. Our camera here is pointed to the south from our Wells Fargo sky camera in downtown. The temperature reading those from the airport, where it's currently 49. The plan for the rest of the day, well, you know what? Let's just get right into the 7-day forecast. I was going to show you the day planner, but we'll give you the whole enchilada here. 52 this afternoon, a few showers remaining. Tomorrow's going to be a pretty drippy day, and then we'll talk more about the weekend and the lowering snow levels next week. Good news for the Cascades, I think, for the second week of March. More on that coming up in a few minutes.
Oh, good. Thank you, Chris. Portland has the highest business tax rate in the nation, and that is just one of the many challenges facing local business owners. But thanks to a new report, city leaders say they are now looking into ways to provide some relief. KGW's Blair Best has more.
From costs,
there's so many taxes,
to colleagues.
Our accountants and pretty much all of my friends in the business industry were like, you really had to get out of Multnomah County and out of Portland.
Just about everything was pushing small business owner Dan McLaughlin to leave the Rose City. But he decided to stay.
You know, we're Portland serfs. Like, if we leave Portland, it just feels like we're abandoning where we started.
Dan is not only staying, he's expanding.
We make mixers for beverages.
He just bought this building off Southeast Hawthorne Boulevard.
We are at our new fulfillment warehouse.
Yet on day one, he got a Central East Side welcome.
Somebody with a skateboard was just walking down the street and just smashed a window.
The challenges of running a small business in Portland reach beyond the storefront. A new city report outlines how Portland can support its small businesses and storefronts, including tracking why businesses choose to leave, improving response to business reports of crime and vandalism, cleaning sidewalks of trash and drug paraphernalia, and increasing street lighting, and investing where storefront occupancy is weak. Council accepted these steps Wednesday. And next week, Council will vote on raising the city's business license tax exemption from $50,000 to $75,000 this year and $100,000 next year. Now, if it passes, more than 4,000 startups and small businesses could see about $1.3 million in tax relief starting this year.
A small business gets to keep money that they would have otherwise paid out.
Andrew Hone heads Portland Metro Chamber.
And what it does is it puts money back into brick and mortar small businesses so that they can retain their employees, invest in their stores, and grow our economy.
There's a lot of programs that they seem to be implementing, but it's really hard to figure out like where they are, what they are, and how to get them, and all the paperwork. And as a small business owner, like I don't have somebody who is just a liaison with the city.
Still, Dan holds out hope for Portland.
But I do think that in 5 to 10 years, we could have a bounce back.
Blair Best, KGW News.
Still ahead on KGW News at 12:30, security camera video shows the moment a plane goes down in an Arizona neighborhood, hitting 2 houses. Plus,
it's going to really change Vancouver's complexion, I think.
A brand new development in Vancouver looking to put the city's food scene on the map.
I'm Matthew Herchick, new morning anchor at KGW. I'm a huge sports fan, and I know I might be from the Buckeye State, but I'm excited to explore what the Rose City has to offer. I want to make sure you're prepared for the day, whether it's bringing you breaking news or sharing those inspirational stories that make you smile. We've got you covered. Because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to Portland's #1 streaming newscast, Sunrise, weekday mornings from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
Welcome back. In your national headlines this afternoon, 3 people were taken to the hospital after a small plane crashed into an Arizona neighborhood. Watch the top left corner of this video right below the 7:40 a.m. timestamp. You see the moment the plane clipped 2 houses right there in a North Phoenix neighborhood, eventually coming to a stop in someone's backyard. This happened Wednesday morning, shortly after the aircraft took off from a nearby airport. Fire officials say 3 people were injured, including the pilot, instructor, and a student, though the extent of those injuries has not been released.
The pilots were already out of the cockpit. They were walking and, able to walk on their own, but they were definitely disoriented and bloody. The fact that they could walk away from that type of a crash is a miracle in itself.
Investigators are still working to determine what caused that aircraft to go down. Well, if you're planning to fire up the grill this summer, I've already got it fired up. You may want to check your grill brush. Weber is recalling more than 3 million metal wire bristle grill brushes because the bristles, they can break off, and those bristles can stick to the grill or food, and if swallowed, they can cause serious internal injuries that may require surgery. The brushes with plastic or wood handles were sold at stores including Lowe's, Home Depot, Ace Hardware, and Target. You should stop using the brushes immediately and contact Weber for a replacement. United Airlines says it will now remove or even ban passengers from flying if they do not use headphones. United amended its policies last week to say passengers must wear headphones when listening to audio or watching a video on other devices. The carrier's rules now say it may refuse transport on a permanent basis to those who don't comply. If you forget headphones, United will provide free earbuds when available. If not, turn off your volume. Maybe read a book. Here's Chris. What do you think? You like a book, don't you?
I like a book. I don't think anybody wants to hear what's on your iPad or your kid's iPad, right? So good for them. All right, weather headlines, occasional showers continuing this afternoon. Tomorrow's going to be a pretty drippy day with periods of light rain. It may be more on than off, I think. And then looking ahead, I want to talk more about this coming up in just a few minutes. Tomorrow could be a good week for mountain snow in the Cascades. More on that with their full forecast after the break.
Hi, I'm Christine Padawanich. I'm a journalist at KGW, and I love exploring Portland's amazing food scene. New spot? I'm there. So I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still, it moves. It moves you to act, to vote, to volunteer, to speak up, or to lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the good stuff that stays with you wherever you are. And at KGW, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Portland.
Chris is here while we're sitting down here in the valley with some mixed showers. It's snowing on the mountain.
Snowing pretty good. Actually. We picked up a good 6-8 inches at the ski resorts. We'll take you live right now to Timberline. I mean, that is a sight for sore eyes. We have not seen a lot of days like this winter, and that, of course, has been a recurring theme. But last night through today's looked pretty good. It's 27 right now, by the way, at the Lodge. A little breezy, and I don't think the skiers mind that. It's almost free refills up there, right? You ski, and it snowed hard enough that the tracks get refilled. 70-inch base right now in Timberline, at least 5 inches in the last 24 hours. Okay, so we're not going to see a whole lot more up there tonight. Probably not tomorrow either. But models have been pretty steadfast, not only the European model, but also the GFS model. Looking forward to next week that snow levels will lower. They could be as low as 1,500 feet, which brings in the potential for snow in the Coast Range. And we'll focus more on that as we get closer. But the big perspective is that the Cascades stand to do, we think, pretty well next week. Maybe 2-3 feet of snow at the Cascade ski resorts from Monday on. So we'll keep rooting for that, right? Okay, down low for the rest of us, we're getting peppered here with showers. We have been throughout the afternoon, late morning and afternoon, and there's no sign that that's going to shut off in the next little while anyway. Meanwhile, east side of the state, you are clearing out nicely. It's east of the Cascades, folks out towards Hood River and the Dalles especially, you're like, this is gorgeous. A little windy out there, but the wind advisory has been dropped. Central Oregon seeing some sunshine. Clouds are pretty much socked in here along the Cascades, and they will be for the next few hours. So expect the drippy conditions to continue here. And Futurecast bears that out, although we will see a diminishing trend in those showers late this afternoon through tonight. 49 right now at the airports, 50 in Scappoose. Big perspective across the state right now in the low 50s out towards Pendleton. Ben checking in with 46. 46 a popular number. John Day, Baker City all ringing in with 46. 46 up in Seattle as well. Speaking of the Dalles, there you go. It's sunny, but the breeze is whipping. West winds right now sustained at 22. Those gusts should start to ease back a little bit. I mentioned the wind advisory that was in effect across the Columbia Basin has been canceled earlier ahead of schedule. So the wind's beginning to ratchet down, but that's a good sign that, you know, the air's moving pretty good west to east through the Pacific Northwest, which also means that we should start to bring that precipitation to an end here a little bit later this afternoon. For now, though, for the next few hours, a little drippy up and down the I-5 corridor, and I continue that with the forecast here in Portland. I mean, I do think we will see a few sun breaks, but count on the showers also continuing on and off here for the next little while. And the sunset today, 6:03 as the days get longer. All right, tomorrow I mentioned it's going to be pretty wet. Futurecast keeps rounds of rain rolling on through the region, so Friday does look like a wet day. And then Saturday could be one of those sneaky, really nice days. As we're getting into March, that sun angle is getting higher and higher. So if we do manage sunshine, the sun could warm us up to near 60. So Saturday, stay tuned on that. Right now, I've got it mostly cloudy. I do think we see some rain on Sunday, of course, and Sunday's the day, well, Saturday night into Sunday, spring forward. So we lose the hour of sleep, but we gain the late sunset. The sunset on Sunday, I think, is like 7:08. On and off showers next week, though. It will be cool with low snow levels as low as 1,500 feet, which means great snow in the Cascades and possibly the Oregon Coast Range as well.
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
I'm Trina Green, a morning anchor at KGW and new dog mom to this sweet guy. Meet Barry. I love getting your mornings off to a great start, whether it's sharing stories of resilience and triumph in our community, or following breaking news from Beaverton to Gresham and everywhere in between. we've got you covered, because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to KGW Sunrise, weekday mornings from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
It is being called the largest food cart pod in America. That's what they're calling it. And it could open for you to visit as soon as this spring. Right now, Vancouver Station Food Carts off Southeast 164th Avenue is in its soft opening phase. KGW's Jake Holter headed over there to see what all the buzz is about.
Stepping into Vancouver Station, the sheer scale makes it easy to believe its claim to the largest food pod in America.
Live bands, DJs, trivia night, bingo. We're going to have something every night of the week.
The two-story central hub has a full bar operated by Vancouver Station, but the rest of the venue will be operated by outside businesses, including the interior coffee bar and ice cream parlor.
The concept really came from wanting to bring people together and then also offer an opportunity to entrepreneurs to come in and support their families.
Entrepreneurs like Angela Naranjo, who moved her Boba Blastic franchise cart here to Vancouver Station.
I think it's a good area here and it has a lot of potential here. I'm excited to see a lot of people here. I'm excited for it to be full, and I'm ready for the sun to be out. Once the sun comes out, I know it's going to be busy here.
Only 8 carts are currently stationed at the station, but Bjornstad says it will be a lot fuller in the coming weeks.
We have more coming in. They're waiting on LNI approval and permitting, which has been a long drawn-out process. Anyone who's tried to open a business in Washington probably knows about this process.
He says most of the spots are spoken for, but there are a few more available. People we spoke to excited to have this new spot in the community.
It's so close by where we live here. It's going to really change Vancouver's complexion, I think.
We see this as being a tremendous asset for families that are visiting the area. Maybe they're here for sporting tournaments because it gives them a lot of variety. We also see it as a great place for local residents. I mean, I live not too far from here. I'll probably be back for dinner tonight.
Great to see you. It's going to get better. Speaking of food, the KGW Great Food Drive is going on right now, and we need your help to reach our goal of providing 1.2 million meals to local people and families in need. And giving makes a big difference. Last year, more than 2.9 million people in Oregon and Southwest Washington needed food assistance from the Oregon Food Bank Network. One easy way you can help is by making a donation at any Rivermark Community Credit Union branch. And it's a great week to give because all this week, Rivermark will match the first $5,000 donated. For more ways to donate, head to kgw.com/food drive. We do want to thank local Toyota dealers, Pacific Office Automation, Rivermark Credit Union, and of course Safeway for supporting this year's food drive. We'll be right back.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
All right, it is Thursday afternoon. What should people expect?
More of the same. Over the last couple of hours, we've been a little drippy. Radar has shown on and off showers. Those showers should start to diminish as we head into the evening, only to be replaced by, let's say, light rain. Is there a difference?
Light rain showers?
Do you, as a non-weather person, is there a difference between light rain and showers?
I think light rain, it's usually kind of going on for a while.
It's steadier tomorrow, yes.
Yeah.
Saturday is the mostly dry day. With a high near 60s, so kind of a 50-50 weekend for the spring forward weekend.
I think any weekend sounds really good right now. Thanks, Chris. And a reminder, we've added more live news to KGW Plus. Tune in to Sunrise exclusively on Plus from 7 to 9 a.m. and then later tonight at 5:30. We hope to see you then. Have a great day, and we'll see you back here at 4 o'clock on Channel 8.